probably no audio. There we go. Can everybody hear me? That might work. Let me know. If I fix it, yay. If not, let me figure it out. I think we're good though. We're good. We're good. I think we're good. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We're going to talk about Wonder Woman. I'm hoping people have seen it. I mean, most people saw it if you have HBO Max or if you went to the theater, but uh yeah, I hope. All hail Ryan George. That's right. Ryan George is the best. What do you guys think if I did like some live pitch meeting reactions? Would you guys watch? Would you watch a pitch meeting reaction? Let me know in the chat. Because I'll do it. I will do it. Okay. I think some of this might also be uh like available for later viewing for people that watch the recording, which I'm fine with. That's cool. So we'll kind of see from there. The Foam Smith, have you seen Wonder Woman? Did you watch it? Did you watch Wonder Woman 1984? Let me know. I want to know. I'm not trying to really give any spoilers, but this is pretty much going to be a spoiler review because there's really no other way to talk about this movie. It's kind of the only way to go about it. So let me know if you're watching. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you're watching. Ah, yeah, no, then leave. Phone Smith, leave, and then watch the recording afterwards. After you watch it, don't. I don't want to. I don't want to give anything away for you because it's kind of hard not to. Kind of. I'm also still replying to you guys' comments on the Spider-Man video today. Bye. Thanks for watching the pitch meeting, Spider-Man Homecoming. Thanks. You guys were killing that pitch meeting. Like, I mean, for my channel, 1,000 views in less than 8 hours is dope. So like 4 hours, it already had 1,000 views. I was hype, so I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, cool. So yeah, share the stream if you're watching. Share the stream. We're gonna talk about Wonder Woman 1984 again. If you've watched it, cool. You can stick around. If you haven't watched it, I would suggest that you leave, unless you're okay with spoilers. Like me, I spoil things all the time. I'm fine with it. So if you're okay with spoilers, cool. If not, then you might want to get out of here. But yeah. So yeah, go ahead. You can comment. I'll try to reply to comments as I see them. We got super chat, so we do have super chat. That's available too if you want to kind of have me talk about your comment for a while if you choose, depending on what it is. I'm cool with that too. I know. So wait. So Daniel, you thought it was good? You didn't get all the backlash, better than Batman v Superman. Okay. Okay. Bruce, what's up, man? All right. Annie, do the Wonder Woman 84 pitch meeting. I'm going to. All right. So guys, listen. I'm planning on doing it, but I'm trying to wait to see if Honest Trailers does their take on it too, because I always like to do the verses, so I'd like to do the verses on that. I might even include another video in there. It's not how it should have ended, but it's similar. But I feel like they're a little bit funnier, so we'll see. I'm planning it though. Devin, what's up? Cool, we got a few people here. Cool, all right, all right. So I don't want to keep you guys too long, but again, if you want me to talk about anything specific, ask me a question. We got super chat, we got super stickers, all that kind of stuff. If you want to support the channel, I really appreciate that. So that's cool if you want to do that. Otherwise, I'll answer questions based on what you ask me. So, Wonder Woman 84. So I've watched it twice. I watched it twice. And just to give you a little background, I actually recorded a video with my thoughts. I did a review video. I just did not put it out because I felt like I was just kind of ranting a little bit. And not like ranting in a bad way, but just all my thoughts were coming out in just this weird way. So uh, let's talk about it real quick. Oh, so who's calling me right now? No, I'm going live. I can't talk. So what I noticed is we're going to talk about this in a few different areas. We're going to talk about the plot. We're going to talk about the music. We'll talk about the performances, and we'll talk about some of the WTF moments because there was a number of those uh, with this movie. So, plot. Let's talk about the plot first. That's I kind of give all my thoughts out about the plot. Uh, for me, this was a clear case of. Excuse me. I hope I didn't hear that burp. This was a clear case for me of a writer just coming up with something that allowed them to do whatever they want. And we've seen that on some of the pitch meetings when he talks about this gave me the freedom to pretty much make whatever I want to happen. That was the Dreamstone for me. The Dreamstone, it shows up, for one, it shows up in a weird way. Because when those guys robbed the black market jewelry store, I didn't know that I was supposed to be looking at the Dreamstone. It was just in a sea of so many things. I'm like, well, if we're zooming in on something. What am I supposed to be actually looking at? So when the Dreamstone actually showed up in the Smithsonian with Barbara Minerva and Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, I thought this was a joke. I was like, well, when's the story really about to start? So when she makes her first wish and the guy makes a wish for the coffee and all that kind of stuff, I thought this is a joke. This can't really be what it is. Like not at all. So that was a little bit odd. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you. How you doing? So yeah, so the Dreamstone portion of it I thought was an odd take, considering Wonder Woman the first movie was so grounded, was so realistic, save for an Amazonian superhero woman saving the day, uh, that's super strong and fighting Ares, the god of war. Outside of all that, it was set in a very realistic tone and setting, and this movie just kind of went in a whole different route, and I was very surprised by that. It was very to him. It was magical, which obviously we've had Shazam, we've had movies in the MCU that are magical and kind of go out there, but it was weird for this to be the second movie and to kind of go that route already, and it just felt odd. I just didn't I don't know. I didn't gravitate to it like I thought I should. Now, mind you, this is a guy that did not really care for the first Wonder Woman movie. First Wonder Woman movie, I didn't really care for. Um, I'm at work. Devin, you're at work watching this? Oh my goodness. I didn't. Okay, okay. Hey, do what you gotta do, man. Uh, no. So when it came to the plot, I felt like this MacGuffin allowed them to do whatever they wanted. It allowed the writers to do what this was Jeff Johns and one other guy. So I guess the other guy I can't remember his name, but he'll be writing or he wrote the Shang Chi movie that's coming out later this year I think. So oh cool, everybody's at work. Well, I mean technically I'm kind of working right now, right? Is that kind of everybody's at work right now? Okay, this is kind of me working. I mean I work from home anyway, but this is really kind of the biggest thing that I do nowadays. Uh, so yeah, no, it's the story and the plot are just meh. That was a really meh part for me, and it almost caused me to not really want to watch most of it when I realized that was the basis of the movie, wishing for a better life or wishing for superpowers or wishing for money. When I realized that's where they were going with it, it just felt really lazy. I wasn't into it from that aspect. um oh, Kevin, sweet, thanks for staying up with me. Hey, one thing real quick, if you guys can oh sweet, okay, see, that's what I'm trying to do, Bruce. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be on your level, man. Hey, can you guys let me know where you're located at? Like where you coming from? I'm in Texas, so I know I got people there in like South Africa and different states in the US and different countries. Let me know where you're watching from. I think that would be awesome too. So I can get a better idea of where everybody's at. So yeah, as far as the plot's concerned, that's kind of the biggest piece that I looked at there. I also feel like the DCU or DCEU is kind of where they're going with it. They haven't officially called it that, but I feel like the DCU is more realistic as far as the take well, not the take, but as far as how they go about their stories compared to the MCU. These feel like real lived-in worlds, so to speak. And so I was surprised that they went this route with the story, being in Washington D.C., which I think is cool, but going the route of a wishing stone, and wishes are real, and wishes really can happen if you have this stone that this god of lies made. Okay, cool. Um, Now, I do think one thing I did like, that was just really the first thing I didn't like, and this is going to be kind of out of order, so forgive me. But one thing I did like, and now I'll get to some of where you guys are coming from, which is awesome. One thing I did like was that the actions of the main villain, which again is Pedro Pascal's Maxwell Lord, his actions reverberated throughout the whole world because he was trying to make him, be a successful businessman, an oil tycoon, and he's trying to do something, that he really can't do on his own. He needs a wish to make these things happen because he's just so messed up in his business. He's trying to make sure his son understands he's a strong guy, he's a successful guy. But I liked how all the decisions he made and the wishes he was making reverberated throughout the world, and it affected the world and it affected all the citizens of the world. And as other citizens started making wishes, once he became the Dreamstone, again, spoiler warning if you haven't seen it, once he becomes the Dreamstone and starts offering people wishes and then kind of taking stuff from them that they're not really aware of, it just causes pandemonium throughout the world. And I thought that was crazy. That was cool to see. It felt like it happened really quick, but it was cool to see that, okay, this is something that is for the most part somewhat realistic, because if I were to get some free wishes or whatnot, even if it's a monkey paw, I'm gonna try my best to make the best wish possible that'll have the minimal consequences, so I'm not all messed up afterwards. But we would all make wishes to, for the most part, benefit ourselves or benefit our family or benefit our loved ones. Like, we would do that. That's just kind of how we are. So it was very realistic as far as how he went about his plan. I understood that. It's just the aspect of it was so unrealistic as far as how he went about it with the stone itself that I just kind of lost interest there. Before I get to the next part, real quick. All right, so we got some people at work. We got so Bruce, you're in Vancouver, awesome. Craig, you're in Edinburgh. Devin, Cleveland, Ohio, awesome. I used to drive through Cleveland a lot. When did I drive through? Sandusky, Ohio. That's close to Cleveland, right? Because I used to go to Cedar Point all the time when I lived in Detroit. So that's Cleveland was always something I remember. Italy, Kevin, you're in Italy. That's awesome. CJ, you're in Ohio. Awesome, nice. Edson in Utah. Never been to Utah, man. Lived in Las Vegas for 6 years. Never went to Utah. Went to Idaho, of all places, but never went to Utah. And Daniel Lopez, you are in New Mexico. Nice, nice, cool, man. It's cool to see where everybody's at, man. Like, kind of connect us in different ways. So I think that's awesome. All right, cool. So next, now while I talk about these next two pieces, if you guys have any questions or if you want to know my thoughts on a particular piece of the movie, let me know in the chat as well. So that way I have an idea of what you guys want to hear. One thing that I talked to my buddy about this because I'm an '80s baby. I was born in '85, but I'm an '80s baby, so I didn't really know exactly what was going on in that time as far as Reagan in the office of the United States, just and even the aspect of men and how they treated women, especially in the workplace. So at one point I was kind of like, man, like are all men are the bad guys except Steve Trevor. Steve Trevor seemed to be the only good guy in the movie. You can make a case that Pedro Pascal's Maxwell Lord was a good guy because he was doing all this pretty much for his son. That's how it came across to an extent. He wanted to kind of get over people that didn't spoke bad about him, but he did want to help to make a better life for his son. That was his whole point. So outside of those two guys, really one, all other men just seemed like douches, like dicks. Like, it was just like, these guys are just terrible. Is this really how it was in the '80s? And I talked to my buddy a couple of days ago. He said, yeah, he said that's exactly what it was like in the '80s. So that was just like, that was weird. That was so weird. So I'm like, okay, this felt uncomfortable. This felt really uncomfortable, and it was, and more so than like Captain Marvel. I feel like Captain Marvel tried to do that in a few places, and they did, but this felt like it was even more over the top. Like, just all men were like just bad people. So yeah, it was weird. Um, oh, Daniel 85, whoop whoop. Craig 86, nice. See, my wife was born in '86, so there's that. So long ago, yeah. No, it's now we're in our 30s and we're getting old. Things are cracking and making more noise than they used to. um, so what's up, Joey? I'm good, man. How are you? How are you? Hey, by the way, I couldn't find you on Facebook, so you need to send me that either a link or something because I'm trying to find him on Facebook. 71. Hey, Hey, but you feel young, right? Age is nothing but a number. That's what I'm finding nowadays. I still play video games and I still collect. Well, obviously you guys saw my pop toys. I'm still collecting toys, so I'm still a kid. That's just this is what it is. Um, Joey 91, sweet. So yeah, men in this movie were not portrayed. Obviously, it seems like they were portrayed pretty faithfully, I guess. So that was a little bit. It just was uncomfortable for me. I think the other piece that was a little bit that I didn't like so much was it seemed like the theme of love conquering everything was shown here again. They started to go with truth and just being true to yourself and not taking shortcuts and being a true hero. I understood that, but it seemed like it was still the love conquers all type piece of it because it was still about her being in love with Steve Trevor and wanted to keep him, but she had to be true to herself and true to the situation to let him go and continue on her life, regain her powers, and save the world. So I like that piece, but it seemed like it was continuing the theme of the first movie, which I didn't want. I wanted to feel something brand new, something that I hadn't seen before, especially from Wonder Woman. I don't remember much about the TV show, Linda Carter and all that kind of stuff. Which we'll get to her in a moment, but I have a lot of gas, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it was like I don't know. It was it was weird. I expected more from the plot, and so it was definitely lacking. And to have three different people writing on this movie together, that seemed a little bit weird. What we got here? What's your name on Facebook? Well, actually, no, it's just my name on Facebook. It's just my name, Mike Vaughn. It's just me with my face. Actually, the logo. I think the logo is my picture on Facebook now. So the YouTube logo, which is cool. I don't remember men acting this way on a grand scale like in the movie. Okay, sorry guys, I'm from 1998, but I feel older. If that's a good thing, that's okay. So, I always had older friends. So, and my son does that. My son is 7. You would think he's going on 37. He's got an old soul about him. But Bruce, it's funny. I was wondering, is it going over the top, or is this legit how it was back then? Which, if it was, that's nuts. But I would hope not. Oh my god. I mean, I get it, but now there's all this stuff about women in the workplace and improving that. And I feel like we're getting to a good place. But if it was like that back then, geez, that's nuts. Um, so Daniel Lopez, I'm gonna get to your comment in just a moment. Um, yeah, just a moment. I'm gonna get to that in a second. All right, so let me get to one piece that I did actually enjoy. Outside of the actions of the main villain, I did enjoy the little bit of action we got. And my God, was it small. I mean, compared to most superhero films, it was small. But Gal Gadot really shows that she's improving, one, dramatically, just as far as her acting skills, but also athletically, showing her prowess in the role of Wonder Woman with those sweeping, kicks and how the camera pans with it. Always want to see more of that. We got a lot of that, a pretty good amount of that in the first Wonder Woman film. I really want to see more of that here. And so my favorite piece of the film is the mall fight when she's fighting the thieves from a jewelry store. That was awesome. I thought that was awesome. That was good. The scene in I think in Egypt, I believe, or just the Middle East, that was cool. But I love the action with the lasso and the sweeping kicks in the mall. I thought that was great, and so I wanted to see more of that. I wish we got more of that. Hopefully in the sequel to this, because they already greenlit the third one. We'll get more of that, but we need more action overall. And I'm hoping we get a combination of warrior Wonder Woman and peacekeeping Wonder Woman. I think we got a lot of peacekeeping fight Wonder Woman in this one, which is okay. I just wanted more warrior. Don't need the sword and shield though. Didn't need that. I'm glad they got rid of that. That worked for the first film. Would have made sense in this movie. So I was actually okay with that. Um, but yeah, the action was definitely lacking. So yeah, CJ, yeah, I'm with you, man. The action was dire in some cases. And considering your final fight outside of the cheetah fight, we'll talk about that in a second. But outside of the cheetah fight, your final boss battle is a conversation. That took some guts from Patty Jenkins to do that, and to me, it didn't really translate well. One, because Pedro Pascal is like overacting in most of that scene, and I love him, but that scene was pretty bad. But it's just fight something. Obviously she can't fight him, so it would have made more sense if like Cheetah was defending him while he was there or something. I don't know. it just came off a little bit weird, so I didn't really care for it all that much. Um, let's see a couple things. So all right, so let me see, Daniel. I want to get to your comment, but it's like it goes a little bit after what I want to talk about with that whole situation with that guy. So I'm gonna come back to you. I haven't forgotten Daniel. I'm gonna come back to you. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the performances real quick here. So as far as the performances, I think Pedro Pascal does overall a really good job. Uh, he didn't sound like the Mandalorian because if you watch We Can Be Heroes on Netflix, his character just with no helmet throughout the film, and he's not even in the film that much. He did a good job. It was somewhat of a Donald Trump esque feel to it. Um, and I see why people say like it was a Donald Trump smear type situation. They're trying to like really, I didn't really fully get that. I see how they got it from the aspect of, um, he's a rich guy. He's come into some wealth, but he made some bad decisions. Now he's trying to get over on people to get back on top. I mean, I get that, but for me, he was a combination of Donald Trump and Wishmaster. If you remember Wes Craven's Wishmaster, like I think I was talking about that maybe a few months ago. Funny movie. I watch it all the time because it's just fun and just funny. It's ridiculous, but it's a horror film, and I love horror. And it felt like he was Wishmaster because he wants you to make a wish, and then he's going to take something to help him out or help out his situation. And so he was really just Wishmaster. That's why it was it was a little bit funny that it came off that way, but that's what it was. And so I don't know. Like when it came to his overall performance, I think he did well, save for that last scene with him and Gal Gadot when she's talking through him to everyone else. He was doing a lot of overacting there, so I didn't really care for that. Gal Gadot I think was wonderful. She was perfect. She was great in the role. This was the role for me where I was like, she's Wonder Woman. I didn't really believe it in the first movie. This one I actually believed it and I was with it. So I was good there. Chris Pine, he's there, but why? He take that whole circumstance and situation and scenario out the movie and you can still work it. Really take the whole Dreamstone thing out and you can still figure some stuff out. But yeah, Chris Pine, I mean, he does it. He's good in the role. He's great, but he just wasn't needed. I didn't need to see him there. That's why I was a little bit lost why he's even showing up here. But that is what it is. Um, Kristen Wiig. Kristen Wiig. Kristen Wiig was good when she was the dorky, geeky girl. She was great. Um, DC needs to come up with a different style of how they show these characters before they become who they're going to become. Before they become a villain or a superhero, whatever the case. They're always geeks and nerds. Is that just me? I think of Batman and Robin with Poison Ivy. You think Batman Returns with Selena Kyle. Oh my goodness, there's so many other ones. Oh, I mean, even if you think of all the heroes that were in Shazam, the kids that turned into superheroes, it's like this one big thing where it's like, oh, you gotta be dorky and nerdy and weird, and then you're gonna become a superhero and get all this self confidence. Well, in her case, leggings and cheetah print clothing. So, so that was a little bit weird. Hey, what's up? I see a bunch of people, bunch more people coming in. So I like that. That's cool. Um, but I think she was good in the role. Just the chemistry between her and Gal Gadot. Is it good? Is it Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot? I always say Gadot. I'm just gonna say Gal Gadot. Their chemistry was a little bit weird. Didn't really work all that well, but I thought she did pretty well in the role. As she started to go through the transformation, she still did well too. I like that as well. It felt um, realistic for her. Like as she was. Well, I guess now I won't say realistic. It just felt natural for her in the change that she was going through. So I thought that was cool. Can't wait for the pitch me in reaction. No, I'm with you, man. I want to watch it. I really do, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Honest Trailers to do their video so I can check it out. I'm hoping that happens this week. I'm hoping. Um, so yeah, let me see. We'll look at some of the comments real quick here. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. There are many me's on Facebook, but again, the Mike Vaughn. If you search Mike Vaughn, it's gonna be the picture on the YouTube channel. So that's how you'll know. What's up, this Vilsa 247? Hope I'm saying that right. Apologize. SCBUFC. What's up? Kratos, what's going on, man? Yeah, no, see, that's the thing too. Like it's the movie is ironically anti-feminist, is what Kratos says, and so to be a situation where the one of the main antagonists, a really side antagonist, she wishes for it to be, you know, sexy and powerful and wanted by others. And that translates into not just, you know, having degrees and being a scientist and all the stuff she was at the Smithsonian, but, you know, wearing leggings and high heels and looking the part. Apparently, that was, yeah, that part for me was a little bit odd. That it's all about women empowerment, and that's the route that you go for that character. For to me, it was the wrong way to go. So I didn't really care for it. All right, Joey, I'll see you in a little bit. Uh, yeah, Ryan George. He said Ryan George works fast. Yes, he does. He does. But I tell you what, the last few times I've done a pitch meeting really quick, Honest Trailers will come out with a video the very next day. In most cases, like Tenet, it happened. Another one that happened, I can't remember, but it's happened a couple of times. Um, so let's see. Steve Trevor's return is kind of messed up. He's taking possession of this man's body, and the romance scenes are super messed up if you stop to think about it. So I've talked about all the actors and the performances. That's the next thing I want to talk about, because, and then we get to your comment, Daniel, because when it came to that scenario, so where does that guy go? One, the guy's name was Handsome Man. Like on the set, his name was Handsome Man, which is already kind of like, oh, all right. But the next piece is, you know, Steve Trevor comes in this guy's body. That's, you know, now is his soul in this guy's body? Like, where does that guy go? Is he in limbo? She has
Some
sex with
days
this guy.
my childhood feels
Body.
so
She
very
sees
far
Steve Trevor
away.
because of the things
And
that he
others,
says. You know, that's kind of how she sees it.
I
That's
can
why
almost
that's all we
see
see.
it.
What she sees. But
The magical land of my
weird.
youth,
You just had sex
like a
with this guy's body
beautiful
without
dream
knowing.
of when the whole world felt like a
Then you see
promise,
Daniel's
and the
at
lessons
the
that
end,
lay
he
ahead
sees
yet
her, he's got the
unseen.
outfit that she had put on his
Looking
body.
back, I wish I'd listened.
Hated dressing.
Wish I'd watched more closely.
So, he has
And
no clue.
understood.
She's standing like, yeah.
But sometimes you can't see what you're learning
Sex-
until you
That's kinda like-
come
that's how I
out
see
the
it.
other side.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's my piece. Okay, I think. Can you hear me now? The audio kind of messed up because it was coming in from something else. I apologize. Let me know if it's fixed. All right, cool, perfect. Thank you. I apologize. So what I was saying earlier is that think about if the roles were reversed. If the Wonder Woman role was a man, and then the Steve Trevor role was a woman, you think people would be okay with that? Do you not think that he said Tenet joke? I don't. Yeah, I was trying to squeeze a Tenet little thing in there. But think about if the roles were reversed, would the internet be in an uproar? Especially with the whole Me Too movement stuff and all that. Like, don't you think the internet would be in an uproar right now if the hero, the male hero, superhero, was having sex with someone other woman's body that his dead girlfriend's soul entered? What do you think? You think that'd be the case? I think that'd be the case. I didn't really care for all that. I didn't care. Again, it was a scenario where it's a scenario where the writers thought of something. I don't even think that they thought that part through, but they thought of something and they thought, hey, this will be good. This works because of how we set everything up. When we set up that MacGuffin, that Dreamstone, this works. We can do this. This is how we can bring him back. Really, in my mind, there was no reason to bring him back. We already know that she's so in love with this guy. She doesn't want to be with anybody else. We've already seen that in Batman v Superman, and we've seen it in hold on. Shit. But it's not there anymore, guys. Oh no. Mm-hmm.